Hello students, hopefully you are in a good condition. What you see on screen now is our discussion that is about the participle clauses. Remember, participle clauses is the way that we can use our skill in writing, especially in the use of the ing as the adjective, because the use of the ing can be as the continuous in the tenses or as the gerund as the noun in sentence, and here is as the adjective, and we call it the participle clauses. Sometimes it sounds better to be more concise when we talk about writing and we use participle clauses here. It can be used in this way. Number one, we discuss about what participle clauses are and when we use them. This is our discussion. Number two, the use of the participle clauses with the relative clauses. Then to join the independent clauses, because there are two ways here, dependent and independent clauses, by using the participle clauses. Okay, when and why do we use them all here? Participle clauses, we start one by one. The functions. Why do we use participle clauses? Isn't that the girl working at your new office? See now this sentence. Isn't that the girl working at your new office? Pay attention to use of working here. It seems like not right because there is no be. How can it be with this structure? The second one, yes it is, but sitting next to me at work all week, she probably doesn't want to see me at the weekend. So sitting next to me at work all week, the use of sitting, the use of ing again, she probably doesn't want to see me at the weekend. Look at the bold section for girl 1. This is the girl 1. What would the full relative clause, this is the relative clause, be there? Here is the girl who is working at your new office, isn't it? Isn't that the girl who works or who is working at your new office? So you can see now the use of who works or who is working here, right? But it is not used here. It is replaced, and that is the reason we use the participle clauses here. And look at the bold section for girl number 2, this one, sitting next to me at work all week. How could you make this an independent clause? Remember, an independent clause, the meaning is the clause can stand by itself, connected with an. Example, what? She probably doesn't, because who is sitting is the same subject which she probably doesn't want to see me at the weekend. She sits next to me at work all week, and she probably doesn't want to. See the both one, she sits and, but it is changed, right, with the participle clauses. Which one is longer here? This is shorter and this is longer automatically. So which one is sound more interesting? This is more concise in writing. Concise and interesting must be the shorter one. So this is more interesting to be read, this is more interesting to be used in writing, and it is more concise. Next, number 2 is the function. Why do we use participle clauses? Number 1 is to join clauses together by using few words, so it can make sentences more interesting. Isn't that the girl working at your new office? Working at your new office, that is the use of the ing, right? So this is to replace the use of who works or who is working, isn't it? The next one, yes it is, but sitting next to me at work all week, she probably doesn't want to see me at the weekend. Now, sitting next to me at work all week, pay attention to this. This replaced the use of she sits next to me at work all weekend. You can see now here, the original sentence is, she sits next to me at work all weekend, but it is replaced just sitting next to me at work all week. The next one, you need to know about the use of the subject in both clauses are the same. The girl, is that the girl who is working. The next one, sitting next to me, who is the subject who is sitting next to me, that is she. So notice how the use of the subjects here, is it similar or no? This is similar, right? So both these examples are in the present, isn't it? Yes, it is doesn't, this is sits. But participle clauses can be used in any tenses, future, in the past, or in the present. And that is our discussion after that in the exercises after this. The next one, what discuss about the reduced relative clauses. The use of the relative clauses, but it is reduced or it is simplified. First of all, let's make sure we know what the present and past participle here. Now look at now the table. We start with the verb to drive, to fly, to walk, to return. Here is the present participle with the flying, this is returning. And the past participle is drove, and this is walked. I guess you know the present participle of drive is driving, and to walk is walking. This is returned, and this is flown. So you see now that flown, this is walking, and returned. So here the ing, we call it the present participle, and here with the ed in the regular and irregular verb, that is past participle. So this is irregular verbs because it's not ending with ed, right? But this is regular verbs. I guess it's clear for you. Look at more examples with and without the participle clauses. The man driving the car was her brother. This is with, yes. The man who was driving the car was her brother. Is it the with participle clauses? No, because here is the who was driving the car. This is the relative clause. The painting returned this week to the museum was an original. The painting which was returned this week to the museum was an original. So which was returned this week to the museum, this is the relative clause. And this is the painting returned this week, this is the use of the participle clause. In both examples, are the subjects of both clauses the same or different? The meaning is, the man driving the car, the man was a brother. Is it the same? Yes. Who was driving the car? The man. Who was a brother? The man. Similar. The painting returned this week to the museum was an original. What was returned this week? The painting. What was an original? The painting. Similar. Right? That is the reasons both subjects of the sentences are the same. In the passive voice, do reduce the relative clauses using present or past participle. Can you see here? Who was driving? It is active sentence or passive sentence? Who was driving is active sentence. Which was returned? Is it active or passive? This is passive. Now look at now there. Do reduce the relative clauses using the present or past participle. This is present participle, isn't it? Driving. And this is return is the past participle. Okay? So past, that is for the past participle. And in the active, that is the present participle. So past participle, that's for the passive, and present participle, that is for the active sentence. Now, reduce relative clauses. What is it for? To create participle clauses, we use present or past participle. Okay, present and past participle. The girl returning from the shop is his sister. Present participle with the ing. Past participle with the ed. And this is The book returned to the library was damaged. Okay. See, can you see this now, the difference? This is past participle, it is active, and this is passive. We use the present participle to replace a clause in active voice and the past participle for the passive voice. Okay, this is the present participle and active, and this is the past participle for the passive. In order to use a participle clause to reduce or shorten a relative clause, the subject of both clauses must be the same. Is it the same? Yeah. What was returned? The book. What was damaged? The book. Who is returning from the shop? The girl. Who is his sister? The girl. Similar subject. Okay. The girl returning from the shop is his sister. The book returned to the library was damaged. The girl is his sister. The girl returned from the shop. Okay, similar subject, same. The book was damaged. The book was returned. Similar. The book. The same. Okay. A participle clause can be used to replace a clause in any tense, not only in the past, not only in the present, but also in the future. As long as the tense is clear from the context, you can apply this construction. Okay, now we discuss about the joining and independent clauses. Look at now the examples below. Louise walked to the shop and she showed Angela outside the bakery. Walking the shop, Louise showed Angela outside the bakery. See, right? Okay. Louise walked to the shop and she showed Angela outside the bakery. See? So who walked? That's Louis. Who showed? That is Louis. Similar subject, right? So you make it here is walking the shop. Louis showed Angela outside the bakery. Jimmy donates money to the charity because he believes in the cause. Jimmy donates money to the charity believing in the cause. So, believing in the cause. See, right? The next one, the clothes were made in China because they ended up cheaper that way. Made in China, the clothes ended up cheaper. Can you see now the structure of the sentence? How you join the independent clauses here. This is independent clauses. The clothes were made in China. This is the independent. Jimmy donates money to the charity. This is independent. Louis walked to the shop. Okay. The next ones. Which words are omitted in the participle clauses? Louis walked. Louis, right? Just use once. Walk changed into walking. Here. Okay, because he deleted believes change into believing. The next one, the clothes changing. Just made in China. Were and the clothes deleted, and after that is comma. Right? Linking words. Auxiliary verbs, subjects, they are all changed, whether it is to the present participle, to active sentence, or past participle for the passive sentence. Does the participle clause comes at the beginning of the sentence and or both? Can be. This is working in the shop, this is in the beginning, and believing in the cause, this is the end. Okay, so both, right, in the end or the beginning of the sentence possible. As with the reduced relative clauses, are the subjects the same or different? The same, isn't it? Yeah, the same. Okay. In the last example, notice that there is an dependent preposition with the verb made in. Yeah, made in. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Still about the joining independent clauses. It's going to be the last slide, and after this we do exercises. When joining two independent clauses, the participle clause often replaces the subject, replaces the linking verb, replaces the auxiliary verb. Don't forget, the active voice is the present participle, the passive voice it is with the past participle, and the next one, the subject must be the same. The clothes were made in China because they ended up cheaper that way. Made in China, the clothes ended up cheaper. when we need to understand that the clothes here is the subject and were here is the auxiliary, and because here is the linker to connect the two clauses. The participle clauses can go at the beginning or in the end of the sentence, and after that you need to use comma if it is at the beginning of the sentence. Walking to the shop, Louis saw Angela outside the bakery. Who was walking to the shop? That is Louis. Who saw Angela? That's Louis. Where is the participle clause? In the beginning. So what? Use comma here. Okay, at the beginning. Jim donates money to the charity believing in the cause. Here Jim donates the money to the charity believing in the cause. Who believe in the cause? That's Jimmy. Who donates the money? Who donates the money? That's Jimmy. The meaning here is believing, and donates money, that's the same subject, but here believing is the present participle, and here the position is in the end of the sentence. End of the sentence. Okay, and after that you use comma because it is in the beginning. That's comma. Okay, don't forget to include the dependent preposition with the participle if it is necessary. Made in China, you can put here in here, then that is the preposition. Okay, now let's practice. Write these sentences again, but in the shorter one you use the participle clauses. The restaurant is located by the bus station and serves very tasty food. What serves very tasty food? It must be the restaurant. Okay, there's the use of and. How to change that? See down. Yeah, located by the bus station, the restaurant serves very tasty food. There's the position, the beginning, and that is comma here. Okay, the use of the past participle. Steffi has lived in Mexico before, so she understands Spanish well. Okay, she and she, the same subject, so the use of linker show. How to make it that one? Having lived in Mexico before. So this one, the use of has lived, change it to having lived in Mexico before. In any tenses is possible, as long as it is in the context. Steffi understands Spanish well. See, right? Helen learned the language quickly and settled into her new life on the coast. Okay, Helen settled into her new life on the coast, learning the language quickly. See, right? Learning the language quickly. The next one, Emiliano was caught cheating on the test, so was sent to the headmaster. Who was sent to the headmaster? Emiliano. Emiliano was caught. Yeah. Who was caught? Emiliano. So the use of linker. So what is the way? Caught cheating on the test, Emiliano was sent to the master. Headmaster here. Position is in the end, but caught cheating on the test is the beginning, so the use of comma here. Daniel had worked with Veronica previously, so they already got on well. The use of so and had worked, this is the past perfect tense. What is the participle clause with the past perfect tense? That is, Daniel and Veronica already got on well, having worked together previously. Or you can change now, having worked together previously, Daniel and Veronica already got on well. Or you can put here in the beginning or in the end of the clauses. Okay, see this. Having, right? What is the use of the perfect tenses here? Here with the present perfect, has lived, here with the past perfect. Okay? Remember that the participle clauses can go in the beginning or in the end of the sentence. Okay? I think that's all about this explanation. You need to do again all the exercises and assignment given by your teacher. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.